Welcome back, Gadget EDC team. We're back at it again with another video to talk through EDC from TEMU. Is this something we should keep or something we should trash, or altogether should you all just pass on buying stuff from there? So before we get going, please like and subscribe, help us grow the channel. Let's get after it. Okie doke. So welcome back, Gadget EDC team. Man, we're just gonna keep utilizing gear as we get it in. You know, we talk about everyday carry and, you know, hey, it's the stuff we use on a daily basis, and, you know, I'm gonna stick to it. You know, we still got the Mystery Ranch Carryology Unicorn 2.0 in rotation, and, you know, we had our battle box, so, you know, kick off the scene here with utilizing some of the stuff we got from the battle box. So first is gonna be the pull start fire. Now, for the sake of time, I'm going to use a Duraflame log too, just so that we can kind of get things going and get it popping, you know. But Bush Baby, thank you, battle box. So, you know, we'll get this thing cranked open and we'll see what it does, man. So we got these, have instructions. Let's make sure we look at the instructions first, man. You'll be that guy. Okay, I see. Oh man, they're doing some other stuff up in here. Oh, I can see. Oh, it's almost like, yeah, you gotta, okay, I see what they're doing. Interesting. But yeah, we'll give her a spin, man. And honestly, let's give it a shot without the Duraflame log. So hey, we do have these. Take this fanny pack off. We do have these keychain knives. You know, ordering from TEMU, I just anticipated, oh man, this stuff's from China. Might take a little while to get here, but interestingly enough, I got stuff in small packages. It was multiple boxes of stuff. I probably ordered 9 or 10 things. And yeah, like the return label was Philadelphia, some of it was California, some of it was Texas. So I'm just assuming that, you know, TEMU has, you know, distribution centers across the country, because this stuff got here in probably a week and a half, 2 weeks. And that was during some pretty significant storms here in the Midwest. So, you know, it was, yeah, again, interesting just to kind of see how all that went down. But yeah, so just again, assuming that there's a distribution center here in the United States. All right, so look, the knife worked out okay. You know, I did some cutting of cardboard with this thing as well. So, I mean, it did its thing. You know, I just worry about like, hey, it's supposed to be dangling or something and then accidentally pop out and cut yourself, screw you up pretty bad. So, but hey, let's see what we got here. Yeah, let's make sure I don't like screw myself up, man. Go ahead, sit down. All right, let's see these instructions. Remove the yellow tab. Pull firmly, step 1. Okay, all right, got the yellow tab. Build structure of logs. 3, and it's got instructions here. 1, 2, 3. Actually, I skipped one. So remove loop the green string over a log to secure. Okay, I like that. So let's secure it. We'll secure it to this log. All right, so we got that one secured there. Actually, let me create a little bit of a, build this up a little bit more, get that a little bit more of a deal there. Build a structure of logs. Man, guys, I really can't speak. Excuse me, it's all the hit in my head over the years. So we built the structure over there. Pull the red string quick and hard to start. Okay, quick and hard pull. Let's get it. Whee. All right, so you see here, we got this red string. We got it secured to the green log, but let's do a quick pull. Woo! All right, you heard that pop there. Got a little bit of a pop. Supposed to get 5 minutes of flame, and we'll see what we get going. That's not a bad get right there though, man. That gets active quickly. All right, so I just picked these logs up. Hey, we'll see how she fares. But yeah, we'll do a little conversation while we let that one get fired up. And hopefully we don't have to return to the Duraflame log, but I brought it just in case. But yeah, you saw that was pretty quick and easy. Pull, start, fire. Had a little bit of a sound to it too. So I like that, like the sounds, man. But let's flame one up here while we're sitting down. Yeah, so I titled the video like, hey, let me shop TEMU so you don't have to. And I will say the materials weren't too bad. It's just what I was a little surprised by, and it like really sent me to Google, man. Woo, a little bit of fumes with that pull start, man. But again, we'll see how it goes. Was these Benchmades, fake Benchmades, obviously. Yeah, I went straight to Google, like, hey, you know, you get this card when you first open it up, Jimmy, general manager, you know, from Yangjiang and Guangdong, China. But, you know, it makes me think that like people would buy this to sell knockoff Benchmades without letting people know. It even says Benchmade Knife Co. 300 Beaver Creek Road, Oregon City, Oregon. And it's got a phone number here. So I was talking about like registering your knife and stuff like that. So, you know, super dangerous. But look, I could be wrong. Maybe this is some other Benchmade knockoff and they're just playing off the actual Benchmade. But you know, this knife, it feels super like cheap. So you know, the comparison to what, like say the $200-300 knife, definitely not there. But we'll give her a little bit of a cut test too, which not as crisp as those $5 joints over there. It actually kind of struggles to get through the cardboard, which is interesting. So not as sharp as these cheapos here, but these actually feel heavier. They feel like they've got some quality to it. This absolutely feels knockoff. And look at that, like as soon as you kind of pop the lock there, has a little bit of a fall. Yeah, I definitely almost cut myself twice there. Good thing it's not as sharp as these other ones. So I could see that, you know, if you were training people and you had like a training site out in the sticks or something, yeah, buy a bunch of these, man. These are throwaways, you know. So, or if you're trying to gift some kids some throwaway knives, I think these will work out well. You know, the branding on this and how you could potentially try to sell it, you know, without someone's knowledge, knowing that, hey, this isn't a true Benchmade knife. So, hey, keep an eye out, you know, as you're out at different places, different vendors, you know, ensure that they're selling you authentic stuff. But hey, you guys are smarter than me, right? You all will know when you run into some fake stuff. But yeah, look, the fire looks like it's kicking pretty good, man. So to not have to use the Duraflame, I think that's good. I like that. And again, the only kind of like consideration is these have a little bit of weight to them. Again, really interesting how it popped like that. But we'll get a little bit of a cigar going here. You know, really excited about that. And we'll celebrate getting to the weekend, man. Now I will say, oh no, come on. Oh, this worked earlier. Oh, we are out. We're out. No. There we go. Got some youngsters walking by. This is a acid blondie. So didn't even look at it before I bought it. Acid. I don't know if I want to buy that. No. So yeah, just checking out the flame. Looks like it's working all right. Let's take a look on the other side. Yeah, I'm hoping that log up top can catch. But yeah, it's still putting off a really intense flame in there, man. So kudos to the pull start fire. Let me pick up my trash here. I actually have 2 of these Benchmades out here. Let me get a tray real quick. And hey, the acid blondie tastes really good, man. Really sweet on the lips. Nice. I'm gonna pay for that. Try and get back into shape. Keyword trying. All right. So let's look at the other knife in here. We can do a side-by-side comparison. Again, same thing, Benchmade material in here. This one is called Full Immunity. Hilarious. Full Immunity up. There you go. All right, looks like we got the flame is still going, man. We'll see if we can keep it held down. All right, so bug out, Full Immunity. These have like different sizes here. You can tell the Full Immunity is a bit smaller, but again, same kind of like, you know, trigger mechanism to get the blade to pop out. So we got that one. You could barely even hear it, like barely clicks. Same one here. Yeah, it doesn't even pop out with the clip. So now the return to close feels a little bit more like solid than this one does. This one actually just falls down, which I think is a bit dangerous. But this one mechanically seems to work okay. And I think I got these for under $8 or $9. You know, I'll highlight in the video when I do edits. But yeah, again, you know, if you're doing some sort of training or like, hey, you're in the field, or even if you're just even if you're putting together an EDC kit for your car, I don't think there's an issue with throwing these kind of things in there, especially if it's like, hey, you know, we'll get to it when we need it. But hey, over time, you know, a couple of years go by, make sure you check in on these things. Make sure they haven't fallen apart, because it is really, you know, cheap quality for sure. But yeah, those are the fake Benchmades. And then over here we've got, I don't even know what the name of them are. I don't even think they have a brand name, but these actually feel quality. I think I'll hold on to these. These will get gifted out at some point, you know, for free. Yeah. So what I will do is talk a little bit about the fake Benchmades versus the real deal Bush Baby, which I've enjoyed so far. I've been wearing this on my hip for about a week now, and so far it's been okay. Now, when I was in the Army, I actually tried to carry something like this, and man, it just did not work out in my favor at all. Now, mind you, I'm a lot bigger than I was now, but I always felt like, you know, anytime I try to wear a knife like this, even a smaller one, it was always jabbing me and stuff in my side. It just never felt comfortable. But this has actually felt pretty comfortable wearing it on a daily basis. You know, I typically keep my pocket knife right here, and then I'll have the, you know, on the belt loop, this Bush Baby hanging out here. So, you know, is it overkill to have pocket knife and, you know, fixed blade bush baby hanging on the hip? I didn't think so. I think, you know, knives have different purposes, but, you know, we can give this one a spin too. Again, we saw that, you know, the knockoff was having a hard time getting through here, but yeah, bush baby went right through like butter, man. So yeah, different levels of quality, man. And sometimes even what you see with these are the cheapest ones I got from TEMU. You know, maybe price doesn't exactly determine the quality of a blade, but let's try this one. We didn't cut with this larger one. We'll see how this one slices. Pretty similar. A little bit more quality of a cut for sure. So yeah, it was just that smaller one. That full immunity didn't do its job. So feels cheap. Look at that, how the blade falls. Don't really like that, but these I'll say keep. I like these. So as I set up some EDC kits for the Jeep, and maybe for like going out in the woods, I'll probably include something like this. I think this is actually worthwhile. Again, no sort of lock on the blades, folks, so just kind of keep an eye out for that. And then of course, give these away. But let's check back in on the fire. Let's make sure we're still good on the Blondie. We are. Really nice, man. Burns slow, tastes really good. I think this is my new favorite. For sure. We'll go ahead and put the top on here. Oh, this is falling apart, man. I gotta get a new one, bro. Now, where's my, oh, here it is. I probably should have got that upgrade on the battle box. Hey, but we'll play with this one for now, right? That's what I got with this one from Lowe's. So yeah, folks, we'll close it out there. Probably use some of this for B-roll, but so far I think we're working out okay, folks. So we're still simmering, but definitely dying down. Now, I didn't put any shavings in there, but again, in the spirit of trying to, you know, get a flame going for the video, I will, oh god, this thing is falling apart, man. I will go ahead and slide in the Duraflame log and see if we can get this thing popping a little bit more. But, you know, had I put a little bit more in there, like some shavings and stuff like that, this definitely would have got this going a lot faster. But, you know, we'll go ahead and get this bad boy going a little quicker, you know, just so that we can in fact have a nice little flame going. But while we're here, and before I jump into the lights, we'll let it get dark here a little bit, but let's find some sticks we can play with. Now, we did have a little bit of rain, so, you know, the shavings might not come out as good as we would like, but, you know, let's give it a spin. Oh, my wife's not gonna be mad. It's not gonna be happy about me bringing in a bunch of dirt into the house. But yeah, it's getting a little chilly too, so I was like, hey man, let's get this fire going. You know, that cigar's not gonna keep me warm. But let me bust this up a little bit. You know, you guys are gonna hate me. So I don't dip. That was in a past life, you know, in that infantry world, man. You gotta dip, man. Keep it going. Keep yourself awake. Keep yourself alert, and then look like everybody else with your spit cup, right? But yeah, you know, we are gonna dump this. So apologies to anyone who this triggers. Like, how dare you waste that good old grizzly long cut. We're gonna push this out. I used to hate people that like would leave their dip cup out like in meetings and shit, and you know, you could just like smell it. So that used to really piss me off, man. But let's see what we can get going. Like I said, this is wet, so hopefully over time, you know, we'll get this dried out as it sits in the container. But you know, you're out in the sticks, and again, remember, I didn't use any shavings earlier, so that flame was definitely dying down back there. So, you know, real life, yeah, you want to get as many shavings as you can in there, and just get enough in there to get that flame really popping and going, you know, as you get to it when you need it, right? Oh shoot, I'm just spilling all over the place. But yeah, pretty simple, getting some shavings going, which will help that flame get up quickly. So I think this, you know, shavings combined with the pull start fire, man, you're gonna get a nice flame going real quick. But again, I just, for the sake of a video, I just wanted to, hitting the stopping point there. But I just wanted to get something going. Again, we're using the bush baby here. It's working out pretty well. Again, we'll get as many shavings as we possibly can here. And like I said, don't kill me for wasting the dip. I apologize to those that are triggered. But you know, over time, you get about, you know, 4 of these containers filled up, then, I mean, you've got yourself a nice little stash to get some stuff done. Now, I would add some other materials in here, you know, even if you had like some, you know, cotton ball type material that you could stuff in there too. And again, with shavings, you could really pack it in. So yeah, just we'll keep going here for a little bit, let that flame pick up and let that light go away, let that sun go down, so that we can Go a little bit higher. There we go. I might just go no audio here because I listened to the last video back and I can hear myself like breathing. And all I can think about is my buddy Jim, who like if he watched the video and didn't know it was me, he'd be like, listen to this mouth breather. But you know what, Jim? I don't run 5 miles a day like I used to, brother. So yes, I'm a mouth breather. Let me breathe through my nose so Jim doesn't make fun of me. So yes, we will be a mouth breather today, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully the audio can edit some of that stuff out. You know, I got asthma, guys, and I was near burn pits in Iraq. I have excuses for being a mouth breather. I earned it. Okay, so yeah, you can see there, we've got a nice little pack of shavings sitting. Yeah, pop it in, you're good to go. So, you know, you're throwing this in your pack. Again, we are gonna pack out the Unicorn 2.0 to get out into the woods at some point here. But, you know, I would like to get probably 2 to 3 more of these, just so that, hey, we're beating up through the bush. We wanna get a hooch set up. And once that hooch gets set up, we can get a fire going. But again, shout out to the Bush Baby. You guys worked out for me. Hey, you know, while we're here, let's just give these other ones a shot and see if they're worth the shit. So we'll go back to the bug out. Interesting little EDC term they're using. We'll see what the bug out does. It's got some decent shaving to it. And look, you don't have to just use a dip can, but you know, for those of you that are into pomade, you know, you can empty one of those out or find a one that you've used up already. But this is working out okay. You know, I give the Bush Baby a 10 out of 10. I give this a 6. Not bad. So we'll switch over to the one that was dull, that I was having a hard time with the cardboard. And this was the full immunity. I like the name though, full immunity. Oh yeah, this one's kind of struggling, man. Yeah, you gotta put a little bit of elbow grease into this bad boy. Full immunity is not cutting it, guys. All right, full immunity, you're gonna get retired. Let's go back. You know, we'll use the red one this time. So this was the kind of carabiner / clip knife. Actually cut through the cardboard pretty good, but we'll see how this one holds up. Not great, but better than the full immunity for sure. Yeah, Bush Baby's still winning, man. Actually, this one's actually a little bit harder because it's got that like, it's got that curve to it, as you can see. So, you know, maybe it's not the greatest for shaving up some flair for the fire. All right, so I'm gonna say we'll go 6 out of 10. Now, 4 out of 10 was the full immunity. 6 out of 10 was the bug out. And then I gotta give this a 1 or 2, you know, only because of this curved blade here. Maybe that's what's causing the issue. And then getting back to like the Bush Baby, 10 out of 10 made it happen for us. Let's see if we can, you know, stuff these shavings back in. Okay. All right, I just got shit all over the table, but we'll see how we can capture as much as we can. Not bad. All right, so we're good, we're set. We got a can full of shavings. We're ready to get a blaze going, combined with our pull start fire. Let's get this back on, safety first. I love my house and my neighbors' houses, so I don't wanna create an incident out here. Oh, I just might with this raggedy son of a bitch. Mrs. Gadget ran this over, folks. She wasn't looking, so it got damaged. All right, so now that we've gotten a little bit darker out, you know, we'll go ahead and jump into the light. All right, okay, boom, we're back. Fast forward, flame is still going, nice and warm. So let me warm up a little bit. That's good. Okay, folks, so we let the sun go down a bit. It's looking good out here. And let me crack one here. This is the champagne of the Midwest, Bush Light. So, all right, next phase of the video is I bought some lights, some flashlights from TEMU as well. So, you know, the knives kind of hit and miss, but man, the lights, definitely a change in quality. So we'll start with the first one. This one here, I think might have been like $2 or $3. It came in a pair of 3 and was a lot smaller than I expected just looking at the picture, but sort of bright, not so much. We'll get this backpack here just for reference. So there we go. Not bad. Again, if you have a kit that you're just kind of throwing into your vehicle, you know, this will suffice. You know, we've got a clip here and, you know, we'll pop some light up here to get a little bit better light, but we've got that clip so it can clip in. It's a pretty solid clip too, but yeah, it does definitely feel cheap. AAA battery, just one, but it does the job. So not bad there. I don't know exactly how many lumens this is, but again, it's okay. Switch over to like super cheap. I think this was like $1 and some change, and I got 10 of them, but these are supposed to be like keychain lights. So you just kind of twist this one, and this definitely does not shine as well as that last one that we used. But again, under $2 maybe. I got a pack of 10 of these. I'll probably give them to the kiddos. They came in different colors: green, silver, black, blue, red, in orange. So we're testing out the orange one. And actually we'll kind of leave that right there. You'll need to get a little peep at the camera to see. Oh yeah, that's a little too, that's not good for the camera. But let me go back to, let me light this up though. That clip that I was talking about earlier. So again, it feels pretty low quality, but again, throwaway. I think if you're doing some training, you're out in the woods and some stuff that you don't want to lose, this isn't too bad. The interesting lights though are these bad boys. So we'll do the Klares first, called Klares E5. These were a little bit more expensive. This might have been $9 or $10 from TEMU, but this has a USB-C charge to it here off on the side. I recommend do not plug this into your computer, but plug this into a charger in the wall. But whoa, that's pretty bright. So this one, the circular part on the front of it lights up. So I'll use this other light. You can kind of see it's got that light up there. And then it's got one here on the top, but this might be the one that the top one doesn't shine. We'll see. One of these two, the top one doesn't shine. So we'll hit that one. That's pretty bright, man. That's got a good shine to it. But this does have a clip here on the back side. So you kind of see how that sets up. So honestly, if I shine this on my backpack, I'd probably put this here, as you're backpacking, kind of clip that there, maybe even like shift it a bit. But, if you need it, boom, there you go. That one's even brighter. So let me turn that. I don't want to, get too shiny for you guys. But it looks like it has two different levels of brightness. So we got that first one, second one, brighter. Oh, and then we've kind of got the red and white. So maybe even like, hey, we're looking at an emergency situation. Some folks need to find you. Hey, you can hit that third one. I will say, don't get yourself in trouble, man. Like flashing these lights. Do not act like the police, man. Interesting though. And with this one, I'm really surprised that the top light doesn't work. So that kind of surprised me. But no, we'll drive on. Again, this is the Klares E5. And yeah, a lot more quality than I expected. So I'm actually going to keep this one. This isn't too bad at all. The next one here, we've got the Warsun T7 Lighting Experts Warsun. So same deal as you see here. We've got the USB-C charging port, and let's check out and see exactly how this one lights up. Oh, so this one, the top pops. So definitely decent light, but yeah, this top part actually lights up. So that's really cool. Flashing this around, not as pinpoint as the first light, but let's see what other modes it goes into. Okay, so the one off on the side does light up as well. And we have an even brighter one and even brighter. So 3 levels of brightness. And then we've got the emergency lights. So not bad at all. This last one that I popped up, it's got the marine camo, which I thought was super interesting. So go Marines. But there's lights in the back and then there's light in the front. So we'll give this a spin. It had a pretty cool like case as well. I'll show this to you guys. EDC flashlight, model number Victor 7, charging point Type C. So again, similar to the other ones, there's a Type-C charging point there, but we'll give it a spin and see how these lights work out. So pop this up again. So there's 2 buttons here up the top, and I had to actually like read the description on TEMU's website to figure out how to use this. So it's a requirement to hold some of these. So you just hold this one. And again, that's got some decent lumen to it. And again, this would be something that I would also clip here as well, but just a tap. But I do believe if you tap it twice, it stays on. So we've got that double tap to stay on. Let's double tap it again, see if anything changes. That gets a little bit brighter. So that's definitely a brighter look. Oh, all right. So let's hold the other one. So that's the back side. Now, if you just hold it, take your finger off, it goes off. Not as bright as what we saw before, but let's double tap. Okay, so double tap and we got the red there, which I thought red light's always good for me, man. Again, I talked about it in a previous video. Like, I don't know, just it's an army thing, I guess. I always feel like red light, I'm safe. Oh, wrong one. So let's go back here. So it looks like red. So double tap gives us red light. We get the red and blues with another double tap, another kind of flashing blue, and then we go back to white. So a bunch of different features there. Looks like we might have 4 or 5 that we can funnel through. And again, you hold it and you can turn it off. So this is a super cool one. I like this one too. I'll probably keep these. Again, these 3 are definitely a keeper for me. So yeah, pretty solid, man. I like the lights. I didn't think about having a light like on my strap or even in your kit right up front. I think that makes a lot of sense if you need it, especially if you're down trying to gather something or you're trying to read a map. Probably will work out well for you, even if you're putting it on the bill of your cap or something like that. So I'll say I was a skeptic of TEMU. Now again, the knives, no goes, man, especially those Benchmades. But for these lights, not a bad investment. I'll say thumbs up for TEMU there. But hey, we'll pack it in, we'll take it inside and give our final thoughts, man. All right, talk to you soon. All right, 1, 2, and 3. All right, folks, super excited to be back at the review table. Came in from outside, and yeah, it'll be kind of a keep or trash kind of final verdict here. I do have one honorable mention. There was a multi-tool in there as well that I got. It was $6.73. It is a 13-in-1 multifunctional batch small tool. So TBD, another kind of carabiner kind of deal here. Multiple tools here on the bottom. It's got some weight to it, so it doesn't feel cheap, but as I kind of put together some get home kits for the Jeep, I could see putting something like that in there, but TBD, maybe it'll pop up in a future video. But let's get back to some of the stuff that we tested outside. We can start with the knives and move on from there. As you can see over here, I've got the actual boxes that came with this stuff. So interestingly enough, for these 3 knives, they just kind of came in small bags, so these didn't come in boxes. Let me look at what the actual price was on TEMU. So these are called the mini folding knife keychain pendant gift knife portable, $6.54. Again, these have like a nice quality feel to them. I didn't like how it didn't really lock in place, you know, once you opened it up, but I'll say they're a keeper. I like them. So we'll move these up and we'll say we keep those. Moving over to the second item here. So we will go to the 3 pieces of stainless steel folding knife set is what it's called. Multi-purpose EDC knife. So that is this box, the bug out, which is this one. It actually didn't cut too bad when we were doing the trimmings, but again, just the knockoff Benchmade and using the actual like branding was kind of a turn off there. If you're gonna have a Benchmade, then you know, pay for a Benchmade, right? But as far as like the use for these, again, if you're putting together multiple kits, whether that's in, you know, your vehicle, emergency kits, or you're kind of out in the bush training or training others and you need stuff like this, yeah, why not? This was $32.92 for, you know, 3 of these knives. So bargain bin, not too bad. I will say for this one, just because it did perform okay on the cutting of the cardboard and also the wood shavings, I'll keep. But as we move over to the second pair of knives that I received, and again, those came in 3 boxes. It was all the same color and same type of knife. So yeah, but the second knife was the full immunity. So we had that going outside, and yeah, this one feels super cheap. It doesn't really lock in. As you like pull the thing, it falls down. So quick way to nick yourself. Cut poorly on the cardboard. Couldn't do much with the wood shavings. Just all around terrible knife. So I'm gonna say trash, not a keeper. This one was $24.15 for 2 of these. I don't recommend you wasting your time or money on these. So, and then again, super weird, just the Benchmade branding. So let's toss that somewhere. So yeah, that concludes the knives, and we will move on to the actual lights. So starting first, and again, I'm just pulling these up on TEMU so I can give you the exact pricing that I paid for these. So this was the mini keychain flashlight. 7 of these came with this, $8.38. Again, we played with the orange one outside. Definitely trash, but I'm gonna give these to my kids. Every time I travel, like I bring them some trinkets and stuff like that back that they can hook onto their backpacks. So, you know, no harm, no foul. If it were for me, it'd be a trash. I'd say, hey, don't buy these, but I think the kids will like them on their backpack. So this will go to them. So I won't throw it, but I'm gonna set it off here to the side. Next up, We've got another set of flashlights, which this one came in a set of 4, and a little bit of a bait and switch with this one. It was just titled mini LED flashlight. For these, it came with no batteries, and yeah, it was a lot smaller than what the picture looked like, so I was a little disappointed. But just from our test outside, and I only put a battery in one of these, we'll figure out. It was this one, a little brighter than I expected, so this one did okay. Let me see if it actually gives the lumen count here. So far it does not, but you could see that it had decent use while we were outside. Hey, for $6.91, and if you got to build multiple kits, especially some small ones, I'd say not a bad buy. So I will say for training, for hey, stuff that I don't mind losing, I'll keep. Moving on to these other flashlights. So these were the ones that really shocked me. I was not expecting any sort of quality or anything nice coming from TEMU, but again, was super surprised about these lights that I got. So the first one it was the Warsun T7. As I look on here, and actually no, the one I have up on the screen is the Klares E5. This was $12.92. The quality was a lot greater than I expected. I actually thought the way the lights function was super useful. And let me just test this one more time. So you got the red and whites, and then you have the 3 levels of brightness. Was a little surprised the top light didn't work, so that was kind of a disappointment there. But otherwise, with the 3 levels of brightness, I thought that was worth it. So for this one, $12.92, I think definitely worth the buy. Keeping that bad boy. The second one that we've got here, and let me find it, and I, interestingly enough, bought 2 similar lights. I don't know if I meant to do that, but this is the Warsun T7, and this one had the front, or the top and the side, and 3 different levels plus the blue and reds. I thought this one was probably the most functional. If I had to pick between the 2, I definitely would go with the Warsun, just because that top light worked, and maybe this one's just malfunctioned. So again, they're very similar. Let's just say I gotta pick one. Let's trash the Klares, and we'll go with the Warsun T7. So we're keeping that one. We trashed the other one. $9.03. And then last, we've got our marine flavored light here, and this one was $5.51, and it just was called the small powered EDC flashlight. So EDC fitting. We've got the light in the back, which I thought was super useful, and then the light up front. And I actually lost a piece to my kit while I was packing up. Like, it fell under the table outside, and I just kind of clipped this up to the bill of my hat, and I got up under the table to kind of look for it, and I was able to find it. So decent functionality. I like how there's all the different functions, from red light flashing, purple light, not sure what the purple light before, but whatever. But this was actually functionally a decent light. Again, for these types, clipping it on your kit, whether that's up front or backpack on the side, I think super useful. And then in an emergency situation, you never know what happens out in the bush, man. You fall through a ravine, you twist ankles, you bust your leg up, you can't move. Hopefully you can get a hold of somebody. Those somebody's come looking for you, and you put that red and blue on, they should be able to find you and or see those lights. So yeah, for functionality, brightness, I thought those worked out. So shame on me for just assuming all this was going to be trash. Yeah, I think a decent pile here of what I would keep. So I'll link these in the description and let you all be the judge. But yeah, in the meantime, before you go, please like and subscribe to the channel. Please leave a comment if you all have purchased TEMU stuff before. Let me know how that's worked out for you. And yeah, even if your opinion is, hey, I'll absolutely not buy TEMU ever, throw your opinion in the comments. I'd love to hear everyone's thoughts here. But as I close out, I've got my blackout keychain that I purposely ensured that I tried to purchase everything local or US made. The 511 is the light that I keep here. I don't have the exact name of it. I'll link it in the description though. But I use this as well to clean up outside. 2 levels of brightness, but went to the local 511 store to pick this one up. Some of this other stuff might just go into some kits that I build out to just kind of, you know, stuff away and forget in the vehicles and things like that. So again, thanks a lot for sharing your time with me, and look out for the next video. Y'all have a good one. Gadget EDC out.